Hello. So, did you all catch my last video? We're gonna have to start changing things around here. I'm always going to try to be inspiring to you guys. I'm always going to be trying to be helpful. I think I repeated myself in the last sentence. But I'm here to bring justice. Bring justice to whatever situation needs justice. I'm here to bring the light to things. And because I don't like people living in the darkness, people acting from darkness, and having people that are from the darkness act as if or mix with the rest of us as if they're normal people, as if they're good, decent, loving people, because they're not. Since the beginning, again, I've already told you that story about what happened to our ancestors, basically how it is that things got this way, and it is because of the savage people who showed up onto this planet and ruined things. These are the same elements that we are dealing with these days, but we've been dealing with them for our whole history. And I just want to point out the certain events where you can see that being very apparent. But basically these are the people who went around colonizing the whole world. And again, I'm not talking about white people, okay? So let's just separate that, because I believe that we're a rainbow. I know a lot of beautiful white people who, in fact, I was just listening to one of them, Adam Mockler. If you guys ever heard this kid, he's an awesome kid. But I'm not surprised, because I believe in young people. Because as we keep evolving, and the waves of crystal children and indigo children, and we've been having waves, because we've been having waves of new humans basically coming into this atmosphere, onto this plane to improve things. This is why there's been so many advances in technology. There's been so many advances in so many things. And I'm here basically to support that, because it is pretty obvious that the young people have it together. These are all souls too. Souls that probably came back from all the times of Atlantis or something, and they're bringing that utopian outlook onto this plane. And when they arrive, they go, "What the hell is this? We need to fix this." And a kid, I call him a kid because he's younger than me. He's 21 years old. Adam Mockler. He's one of those kids, just smart, intelligent. That you just know exactly what the issues are, and they know how to fix them because they have a different outlook. They haven't been soured, they haven't been burnt like the rest of us. Or if they had a good head on their shoulders, and a good family too, because he was just talking about, I was just watching him, he was talking about how his mother raised him, his whole family is like that, so that leads me to this. I wasn't even going to talk about this one, but the whole thing with schools. Oh, they're turning our kids into gays and into trans and this and that. First of all, if you have an issue with the school, why don't you volunteer? I mean, shut the fuck up, sit in the room, and just watch how the class is being run. Because you can do that, especially if you're a parent. Because these are, what are you doing to my children? I'm not going to let you do that to my children. Then show up to the meetings. Volunteer to be in the classroom for the day, because sometimes I need an assistant for the teacher. Help out and see how things run. All these people who are complaining about the schools are turning people gay, our kids gay or trans or this and that, they're full of shit. They're full of shit and ignorant, stupid, just taking the stories of some idiot. Again, it is a pretty feminine action when you're taking the ideas of someone else who's inventing them. He's practicing his masculine actions, right? By creating all these stories. And you just keep taking it in like, it's like literally you're opening your legs to this guy. How disgusting is that? He's putting his scum into you and is infecting your system. Okay? No, your kid doesn't show up and then come back as a girl. That's just so fucking idiotic. What the fuck is wrong with you, you idiots? I'm not gonna try to make peace with these people because these people are scumbags. Okay? Since the beginning of this nation, with all the ideals that we had, they were saying to people in Europe, come on over. Well, there's land, come on over. And a lot of people who wanted to make a good living came over. But with all of those people, the criminal-minded showed up too. These are the people that, almost exterminated the Native Americans and the bison population, basically. That all the buffalo were killed because of this money-hungry, bloodthirsty idiots. Okay? And now it's getting to the point where, because they get loud, they think they're right. It's like they're auditioning for the WWF. I mean, I can do that too. Look, brother, I'm gonna get you in the middle. I can do the same thing, you idiot. But that doesn't scare me. That doesn't scare anybody. You sound like an idiot. Okay, just because you get loud. Oh, I'm gonna get scared. First of all, why do you want to get me scared? Let me see. So maybe I can just get out of the way? No. I don't fall for that shit. When you're trying to scare somebody, it's because you really don't want to take the next step. And you're hoping that they stop at that point. All of this idiotic rage. You know when this started? Well, it started a long time ago. But it really, really got hot and nobody noticed this shit. Right after 9/11. This was about maybe a year or two. I mean, right after it happened, you started hearing all these people talk, these towel heads and all this sand N-words. They were just saying all kinds of vile stuff. And I get it. I was pissed too. I was like, let's go get them. Right? But again, it was all the propaganda that was doing, and we were hurting. 9/11 was a horrible date in American history. But ever since, these guys got the excuses. See, anybody with a dark skin is a terrorist. So I was listening to Chris Rock, and he was like saying, yeah, I was getting nervous because, once they start with the Arabs, they're gonna come after the blacks, and then everybody else they're gonna come after. This is why I decided not to. Basically, I left the old family that I had because I was mixing with these scumbags. I married into a family full of scumbags, so that when this orange idiot showed up, their true colors started to show. Okay, my children, my two girls, ended up getting infected with the same mentality, even though, I hope they are my children. There's got to be a DNA test there because they share nothing with me, my ideology, and I talked to them desperately because I wanted to instill a good sense onto them. But then I heard them start talking. These people are talking like they're saying that all black lives matter. All lives matter. And I was like, whoa. They're not saying that nobody else's lives don't matter. That just black lives matter. That's not what they're saying. They're saying, hey, listen, you keep killing us, but we're letting you know that black lives matter. You can't just kill us and then just forget like it happened, because black lives matter. And I said to my youngest, or who I thought was my youngest, you have brown skin. If black people cannot be given the respect or just the dignity to be people, what do you think they're going to do to you? We're in the same boat, so you cannot be taking the sides of dumb people who are just, they get so butthurt. It's like, well, no, all lives matter. What are you saying? It's like this innate need to be a pansy, a whiny little shithead, and all of a sudden you get insecure. Oh, no, I matter too. It's like nobody's talking about you don't matter. Nobody's saying that. So again, people don't send their kids to school and come back as girls. How moronic is that? It's so stupid that, oh yeah, they're just gonna make your kid into a trans kid. What? For the idiots who don't know, this process takes years, decades sometimes, to transition from being a male to a female and vice versa. And again, we're talking skin deep now. I mean, if they want to transition, because again, all human beings are on this plane to change, to transition into something else. I mean, hell, you started as a freaking egg, as an embryo, then as a fetus, then you just keep changing. Goddamn morons. So you can't just go to school and come back as a girl or come back as the opposite sex. No, that it is impossible. And for any moron who believes this, I mean, come on, you got to get yourself checked. But again, a lot of the times it's not just stupidity. A lot of the times it's really just a need to be antagonistic, and that's what I'm talking about. These are the people that now that the waters are parted, now we know who's who. Now they cannot mingle amongst us and say that they're decent people. No. There are limits to how much we entertain, how much we allow, and that's it. That's it. These are people who really don't care about you. These are all psychopaths, narcissistic people who now found a place, a little group in which to share their hate for the rest of humanity. That's just it. That nobody has been able to live in peace because of this element. No one. Forever. Again, they gave us Christianity. And again, I know a lot of you are Christian, and this is not to offend you. It's because if you believe that there's a God and that God is of love, then you're doing the right thing. You're actually doing what God wants you to be, which is love. And love everybody else, just like Jesus told us. But those who grab sacred symbols like the American flag, like the Bible, like Christianity, and say, well, God is with me because why? Because you're hateful? Because you want everybody else eliminated who doesn't look like you? That's not of God. God is good. That is not. See, the waters have separated. These scumbags do not belong among any of us. These people should be expulsed away from people. And in fact, that's what they want. They want a country of their own. Yet, they keep putting down the one that they live in. They keep putting down the country they live in. They wave the Confederate flags, which was a traitor's flag. People forget that. It was a traitor's flag. Again, the same element trying to interrupt the flow of this nation's growth. It's disgusting to see such element get to such high places. Jesse Waters, this scumbag piece of shit, you are not a man but a little weasel, okay? You don't tell me that I'm not a man because I'm supporting comedy. I'm supporting joy. I'm supporting peace. I'm supporting progress. And you know what? I can't even vote. Yes, because I am a legal resident. I have a green card. Nobody who is not a citizen gets a say in how this country works. Nobody. Only U.S. citizens. So stop fucking spreading lies, you scumbag piece of shit. Listen to your mother, you dumb shit. Jesse Waters gonna tell me what a man is. Pfft. Have you ever even done a push-up, you weakling? But it's these little scumbags are the people who throw a stone and then run away and say, I didn't do it. It's like this idiot orange blob talking about, I won the debate. I mean, like, who does that? I mean, back in 1940, in the 1930s, a maniac rose to power. Okay? And you know why? Because he spread lies. Because he told stories. He played with the egos of a bunch of people who had a loser complex. And you know why? Because they had lost the war. They had lost the First World War. So all of them felt shame about themselves. They're basically a bunch of losers. You can hear Arnold Schwarzenegger speak about that. He's spoken about that. That he basically, all of the men around him, because I think he was a kid still when that was happening, or maybe it was right afterwards, but he noticed the atmosphere of the men around him, including his father, and they all had this loser complex. And for that environment to, for a guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger to rise to the top, I mean, that's almost a miracle. Because you have to be really strong in your heart and your mind for you to be able to say, I gotta get out of here. It's like those crabs, get me out of this bucket. So this maniac ended up getting other maniacs interested. So they joined forces. You got Mussolini, and you got that other idiot from Japan, and World War II started. Why? Because it triggered the good people to get involved. The American GI. All Americans, after they were hit in Pearl Harbor, they were like, we might be country folk, but where I come from, that don't fly. And they went all the way across the world to make that stop. What I'm saying is that we may need this type sometimes to trigger us into action, into showing, no, you don't run things here. You're an idiot who doesn't know anything and want to force everybody else to do what you want. No, we're not going to do that, because this is a rainbow. This is a union of many, many colors, ethnicities, and creeds, and genders. That's what we are. We're like a beautiful field with a bunch of flowers that look different. Some tall, some smaller, some brighter, some small. So just variety. There's a variety. There's not just one kind. I mean, when you're trying to do that, you're an idiot. It's like trying to stop the wind from blowing. You cannot stop that. It's progress. And all that's going to happen is you're going to be a rock like in a river, just sitting there at the bottom while the current keeps going. Change. That's the current. That's progress. So back in those days, that happened. And and one thing that I always thought, how come people are not noticing this? And Arnold noticed it because he knows that history. When it was called the Night of Broken Glass, when these idiots storm Parliament, or whatever it is, Parliament or the Congress, whatever it was a major office in the German government. They stormed it and they burned it, and then they blamed it on a Jewish kid who was a little slow, who had mental disabilities. They blamed it on the Jewish kid. Just like the Spanish blamed one of the black slaves for the pox that they brought to the Americas. Yeah, they brought disease. They nearly exterminated all of us. But they blamed it on the black guy. These scumbags have been around for centuries, and it's about time that they get stopped. And because they got nothing. All they got is their rage. And a fool who rages on loses. I'm not being rageful, I'm being stern, because I am up to here with the stupidity. But it's not just stupidity. It's not just stupidity. The stupidity is like an excuse for the racism. They know that their arguments are stupid, but they're hoping you will buy it. But this is how they supposedly see it. No, they're not saying really the truth. That they hate people. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. These are hateful people, and that's it. Oh, and another thing. This all threatening things, if you decide to make comments and, call me on my phone and tell me you're gonna shoot me and bring it, motherfucker. Bring it. Because you know what? Your fucking threats are nothing but just threats. This is the helplessness that you people feel. That's what you feel. You feel, I gotta win this argument, so I gotta say something outrageous, like I'm gonna kill you. And bring it. I told you I got nothing to lose. I'm alone in this world. Do you think I give a shit who's gonna cry for me, if I'm gonna leave anybody behind? I don't give a shit. So you can keep your fucking threats. You're not gonna scare me. You're just another wannabe WWF fucking wannabe wrestler that is just foaming at the mouth like, oh, that's gonna scare me. Throw one swing. Yeah, that's how I do it. I can destroy with these. Okay? And that's not a fucking joke. I can destroy with this. I do it the old-fashioned way. Like men do it. Not grabbing a gun. Please. That doesn't make you manly. This doesn't make you manly. That doesn't make you manly. That's just, I'm a pussy who doesn't know how to handle himself physically. So I gotta do this. I can do that too. But I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna put my soul through torment for the rest of my... For the rest of eternity. But again, I'm not an idiot. I know what's coming after that. I know what happens. Intelligence has to come into this equation. Reasoning. And these people don't have any reason. This is why I'm talking the way I'm talking. Because I really don't care if I offend these idiots. Because if you act like an idiot, I'm going to talk to you like an idiot. If you act like an animal, I'm going to treat you like an animal. That reminds me, stop showing pictures of the stupid idiot Trump with animals. Have you ever seen him with an animal? Animals can't stand them. Animals cannot stand them. There's videos. And when animals cannot stand you, it's because there's something seriously wrong with your spirit, seriously wrong with you. You're rot inside. That's why animals can't stand you. That's why animals can't stand Donald Trump. And you picture him with dogs and kittens and fleas. Like that would ever happen. Like he would ever embrace animals. He's an idiot. He's got pure evil inside him. But that doesn't make him scary. That makes him an idiot for making that choice. For playing for the wrong fucking team. Picture him with animals. There's plenty of videos. That's the thing about it. That this idiot is still playing that Cohen playbook. Oh, like always deny, and always keep spreading, lies, until they become true. That's literally what they've been doing with us all of this time, for centuries. Just repeating a lie until it becomes true. And for people like me, it's like, how come we still do this stupid thing? It is because of these idiots. They have literally been keeping us asleep in this sedated state where we're just, no. And they start with the gaslighting. It's ridiculous. But again, these idiots show up so people like me can get triggered and jump into action to stop it. Just like the American GI did back in the 1940s. We need bullies sometimes to trigger us good people to get involved. And people like Katie Porter, right? People like AOC, Crockett, all of these stars fighting for the American public. They're the only side that is fighting for you. Again, I cannot vote. I cannot vote because people who are not citizens of the United States cannot vote. It's in the voter registration questionnaire. That's where they decide if you qualify. And if you ain't got the documentation, if you can't prove that you are a U.S. citizen, it doesn't happen. I told you yesterday. The questionnaire goes, the first question says, are you a citizen of the United States? The moment you click no, it says, thank you, but you don't qualify. Including when they send me juror summons, jury duty. I cannot even serve in jury duty, again, because nobody who is not a U.S. citizen can't make any decisions when it comes to this country's progress. It doesn't happen. Why would someone like me have a say, like voting? But I can say something as I am. because I'm a citizen of this world, because I live in this country, because I believe in the ideals of this country. And these people who grab sacred symbols like the American flag and, don't tread on me and all this stupid fucking bullshit that just basically says I'm an angry asshole who doesn't know anything, and I'm just gonna grab all these sacred symbols to give validity to my craziness. No. You cannot hold a crucifix and a Bible and then kick your brother or sister. But again, that has been the ideology all these centuries, where they do that. The Holy Inquisition, the burnings in Salem, how many centuries women have been kept under the thumb of these hideous, disgusting types. Anybody who doesn't look like them, there is something to it. These are people who came to sabotage human progress. And again, this has been happening for centuries. Not just today, but it's gotten so extreme because this idiot is literally the coming of the Antichrist. It's obvious. He does everything that Christ wouldn't do. Is basically the Bizarro Christ. Okay, you see how you have Superman and you have Bizarro Superman? He is Bizarro Superman. It's an idiot. You remember Bizarro Superman? He's fucking idiot, just stumbling onto everything. These people are an abomination. They talk about other people, gay people and the LGBTQ community being an abomination. No, the abomination is you, who decide to put down and kick down all of God's children. There are no mistakes. So you cannot stand there and try to act all perfect and seem that pretend that you're superior when you acting so fucking low. You acting like a worm in the muck, like a pig rolling around in shit. No, you people are not gonna convince us anymore, and this is why they hate the woke. Because these are the people who don't buy into that bullshit. Oh, what do you mean you don't believe I'm the boss? What do you mean you don't believe in me, subjecting you to abuse and you're just taking it and just saying, thank you, sir, may I have another one? These people are, as hateful as they are, they're twice dumb. Because as I heard last night, and they say, we need to bring that phrase back. You're insulting my intelligence. Do you really think I'm that dumb to buy all your bullshit? Again, if Hitler friggin' did it back in the 1940s, well, why? Because the lines of communication were not that expanded like they are right now. But now we can see everything you're doing. We can hear everything you're saying. There is proof. And these people just want to act like, no, that never happened. What about the video? What about what you say on that? I mean, there's plenty of evidence that these people are nothing but arrogant little idiots who just want to run the world because they want the world to be under their thumb. It's as simple as that. So to me, I don't understand what's happening to my Cuban people. What the hell, man? You guys are Latino. You guys are dark skinned. What the fuck are you doing backing this guy up? For a black man to support Trump, it's like, what are you doing, brother? What the fuck? What's the matter with you? What, you think that they're gonna do something nice for you? They hate you too. These people just hate people, okay? And these people aren't even people. They're from somewhere else, like I said. And they have been infiltrating our numbers for centuries and, appearing as decent people. So you're like, you don't even know what's what until everybody starts saying, well, people just suck. No, it's not just people that suck. It's these types that are making everything suck. I mean, like, enough is enough, and that's why I'm getting involved. Because everybody in the world is getting involved. Everybody in the world is noticing this shit and going, what the hell? And they're noticing that in their country, this shit is happening too. You got all these crazy little dweebs that want to, push their way, onto power. It's like, please. Maybe that happened centuries ago, but it's not going to happen now. Because we're the majority. That will never happen. And it's pretty much obvious when you see a Kamala Harris rally and you see the other idiots. They're just like crickets. crickets, and you got a few Trump 24. And meanwhile, you got, I mean, it's obvious. You got legions of voters saying, no, this is what we want. We want progress. We want to be able to have hope, liberty, freedom, not be under your yoke. Already, I mean, this is how smart they are, and I'm being sarcastic, obviously, to go and fuck with women. When I saw that, I was like, oh, you dumb shits. You went and fuck with the wrong people. And you arose the sleeping giant, the 50,000 feet tall woman who's coming after your ass and is going to eliminate you. Isn't that something? Divine feminine. Oh, look at that. Just balancing things out because man has been freaking crazy. No, you're not going to convince anybody that you're right because you're not right and you are the right. Please. They're saying that all the lefties want to do all kinds of crazy shit. How do they know? This is what I'm talking about. How did this stupid idiot know about everybody else's business? I mean, back in Mexico, when I was watching the ladies wash their clothes, because people still wash their clothes by hand over there, and they're washing, and these ladies are just gossiping away. Oh, did you see the lady from the fort? Oh my gosh, she got another boyfriend. This is what this idiot does. It's what he does every time. He gets on the podium, and these people are this, and those people are that. And not only that, he always tells you the poem of the snake. He's literally telling on himself. But why? Because he's proud of himself. He is the snake. And he's proud of that story. And this is why he fucking tells you that story. And you motherfuckers just stand there and listen to that and cheer to it. You are the clams. He is the walrus. He's eating you away. He's absorbing you until there's nothing left of you. How many of your bank accounts have been drained by this asshole? That's what he does with everybody. Okay? Again, he's still running under the Cohen playbook. But that fucking era is over. Because now we have proof of everything he's fucking said. Of the debate. We all saw it with our own eyes. We all heard him just not measure up. Back when I was back in 86, my team, the Mexican team, lost and couldn't progress to the final of the World Cup. And we were the host country. We were in pieces. I was crying and everything, and old man that lived next door is like, why are you crying? Oh, because Mexico lost. It's like, well, they lost, not you. So if there's still decent people among the MAGA people, this asshole is a loser. You don't want to be mixing with the guy who's gonna lose. Because back when I was 10 years old and I was crying, I was blaming everybody. The ref. I was blaming everybody. And I was saying, no, we need to do it again because it was pathetic. Okay? But I was 10 years old. And I didn't know that sometimes you need to back away from your team because maybe your team is not good enough. Maybe your team is not gonna win. Maybe your team is really just dragging you down. But whatever. I'm not here for any of those worms. Any MAGA maggots. I'm not here for them. I'm here for the people who actually want change. And I'm pointing out that these motherfuckers are not scary. They want to appear scary. They want to yell and they want to threaten you and they want to tell you that they're going to shoot you. Really? That is the helplessness of somebody who doesn't know how to win. Doesn't know that basically they want to win the argument, so they're just going to say some outlandish shit like, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Words. Okay, no, we know that there are a lot of maniacs out there that could go into a shooting rampage. But again, these are cowards. You pulling on a trigger and just eliminating everybody that you don't like doesn't make you a man, doesn't make you a legend, doesn't make you anything but a stupid worm. You are a nothing who will become a nothing in the afterlife, and you will be getting fucked up the ass by the devil for the whole of eternity because you decided to go there. But maybe that's just your makeup. This is what you are in reality. And that's not a stretch for you. You want to be evil. Well, that's great. But you know what? Evil will never, ever win. Because this whole universe is not run on evil. You dumb shits.